Hi, I'm John McKee, and this is Building with John. Today, I'm going to look at this small rocket stove that I built. So, all it is a piece of square aluminum tubing, cut in two pieces. So, the bottom piece attached to the top, so you form this L shape. Then I made two little feet. So the feet just keep it up off the ground a little bit so you don't lose your heat to the ground. And a cross piece to be able to set the pot on. So the key pieces of a rocket stove are your fuel and air intake and your chimney. And so you make a fire in the center. You add fuel, the heat comes out through the chimney, and you cook on your pot on top. Here's a video of it in use on the trip. The ambient temperature here is about 35 to 40 degrees, so this shows how well it cooked at those cooler temperatures.
Is that the test you just flop on it?
Now that we saw the example, we saw it in use, we'll make one. This is a piece of aluminum tubing. This is an old fence post from a previous project. It's 2-inch square fence post. You can find it at any home center. So the first step is we need to cut down our pieces so we can assemble them together to make an L. So this is approximately 6 inches by 4.5. You might have to play around with the height of your chimney, length of your fuel input, but that's part of the fun. So now we have our chimney, we have our fuel input. Obviously, you can't just put them together. We need to cut out a space, and we need to cut this out so that it will fit overlap. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this out with an angle grinder, the quickest way. I'm going to bend this up. Probably easier with tools, but bend it up at that point, and we're going to cut it off. I'm purposely leaving a little overlap, and you'll see why in a few. So now we have our chimney cut out. So this overlap piece, I'm just gonna bang it out of the way for right now. Okay. So now I need to cut this piece. So I've marked my fuel input, fuel depot, I don't know what to call it, back 2 inches, same width as this chimney. And I'm gonna do, except I put it on the wrong side. And then I'm gonna cut it out the same way we just cut out the chimney. And I want to cut this out completely. Okay, so now to keep things from getting too much out of warp, I'm going to cut off part of this overlapping from the sides. So about, I don't know, we'll go about 3/4 of an inch. So I'll take something that's about 3/4 of an inch and I'll just mark it, and that. One. Okay. So now we have our two pieces cut. Oh, I need to clean that up a little bit, but with little tender love and care. Get this one to fit around the outside of that one. And it'll warp a little bit. But we will take our ever-loving hammer and get it to fit in. So, you see it overlapped, and the reason I left this little bit overlapped here was so it just made a solid topper, and I didn't have a gap there. I just tap it back together. Okay, that's pretty good. So that in itself could be, you can consider complete, really. That's such a tight fit, it's not going to come apart, but that's not good enough for me. I'm going to take some rivets and I'm going to rivet it together. And if you note, I put this spacer block in the inside so things don't bend out of shape as I drill through. So I'll do this on both sides. Okay, so I removed the block, so I have my holes, and now I'm simply going to put the rivets in. And I think everything shifted just a little bit when I took the block out, so I might have to force it. There we go. There we go. That lined it up. So I have the two rivets. Just take the rivet gun. Rivet guns are awesome. And just rivet together. And we'll do the same to the other side. Just take a couple rivets. Put them in. And rivet together. there we go. Now it's riveted together, permanently attached. Okay, I'm just going to cut a slot in approximately what's the middle. And if you note, I put both pieces together, so I cut it once. But you don't have to do that. So now, these pieces might have to, I gotta clean them up a little bit. So I'm just gonna so the slots should fit over each other now. Oh, I didn't go quite deep enough for the whole slot. So I need to deepen each one. Or just deepen one of them. Okay, so those fit together. Hope that's in the camera. So now I need to cut slots 2 inches apart. So I'm going to take one of these, line that up approximately the middle, and like I did before, I'm going to mark it just with my chisel because I don't have my awl handy. So one thing to note, since these fit together like that, you want to make sure that the slots are on opposite sides. So I'm just going to cut all the slots at once by slipping them together, maybe. Make sure I can see my, okay, I see my marks. So I'm just going to cut down approximately a 1/2 inch. So if I did this right, which that's never a guarantee, this should fit on there, and then these should fit. Oh, they need to be widened just a little bit. So I did not cut them very well. For some reason, I missed my mark. Oh, I see. So I messed that one up. But I'm going to correct it. I'm just going to move that over a little bit. Say, silly John. need to widen these others just a little bit. That's almost. So they don't have to be on there rough. I mean on there tight. They just have to sit on top. There we go. So that fits there. And this piece. Okay, so those need adjusted, need widened a little bit, just like the other. So hopefully this will all fit together now. I need to find a file. Okay, so those go there, and then these should all fit on. Oh, it's almost. You just need to widen this one hole. Okay, there we go. It's on there. So that wasn't very smooth, but it's on there. So now I have a place to rest a pot. So if I have a pot, say this is a pot, I just set it on top. So one thing I think I am going to do, it looks like these holes, I think need, these slots in this one need to be slightly deeper to make everything line up better. Just a little touch. So that should go on there like that. And that one should go on there like that. And they should sit flat. Okay. Now I am going to just trim these off a little bit so they're about equidistance hanging over. So I'll just mark them. I'm going to hang them over. Like I said, we're just going to make it about equidistance. This, yeah. So about 1.5 inches. Oh, that's not going to work. That off. So I'm just marking from the outside of the slot about 1.5 inches, just so I can make all of these looks semi equal. So I'm just going to put it on here like this. Cut either side off. Oops. No, this side. Did not clamp very well. And I should wear gloves for this activity. And I do not have my gloves on. But aluminum does cool off really quickly, so I should be able to handle it. Okay, now I'm going to take these two other thin pieces and I'm going to fashion some feet like I did for the original. Okay, I'm going to take this clamp. We're going to do it a little different because it is very stiff. So clamp it along where it needs to bend. Then I'm just going to and then I have my bend. Now I'll adjust this as needed. Like I can see that it's not. So I will adjust just a little bit at a time until they are the exact fit I want. So I'm just going to and normally I do this with a file because it's easy to take out too much with the grinder, but till I get a nice tight pressure fit. Okay, so that pressure fits down on there. Let's do it the second one. Okay, those are pretty good. So now, some of those pieces out. So I have a foot and these feet pressure fit on there, which to be honest is better than my original. So one other thing you see on the original is this little shelf. This was after trial and error experimentation. I found that putting a little shelf in here allows more airflow underneath. So I wasn't choking out my fire. Okay, I'm just going to take a piece of aluminum and slot it in. Leave about 3/8 to 1/2 inch. I'm going to mark it. And I did find a pen. So on the silver, it works well. And I'm just going to cut down in don't know, about a 1/2 inch. And hope I cut straight. There we go. Okay, now I'm just going to clean everything up so no sharp edges. And there you have a nice little rocket stove. When you're done, you just take it apart, which is probably easier said. And put all the pieces inside, and it just folds down to that. So I hope you've enjoyed this project, and I appreciate you watching.